What's up, everybody? If you're into building wall slats, carpentry, or you're looking for some good home decor ideas, why not build yourself a modern chic coffee table? So Rove Concepts has this sofa with a small little niche table and then another side sofa. So I decided to see if I can replicate that while making my living room just that much chicer. So this is made of solid wood. I can feel safe by sitting on here, no problem, even though I'm 190 pounds or so. But of course, I'm not going to be sitting on that. This is mostly for my kid if he wants to sit on that. Today, we're going to show you exactly how I did it. Stay tuned for the whole video. All right, guys, so we are just kind of on a mission to just finish off and finesse the accents in our living room. Now, last video that you guys saw, we built out these room divider slats. It took us like 3 hours. That we did a while ago, so that was like a transition from this room into the next one. So this is all real solid. There was this space here on the floor, and I decided to, well, you know, it'd be nice if there was like a way to combine those two couches together without sliding them in and still have some sort of a functional area. So that's why I decided to build my own little modern, chic, slim table, sit down little bench, I guess. I gotta make this super modern, super sleek because we already have a coffee table here, and we are gonna be staining this obviously the same color. I'm gonna do that right now. I just want to show you how to do this if you guys wanted to. Now, they do sell stuff like this on Wayfair and Amazon, like literally for hundreds of dollars. All I did is went to Home Depot, grabbed some knotty wood. You could get better wood than I did. This is just the widest one that I could find. This is a 15¼ knotty pine. You can see it's knotty because it's got these knots put together. So basically pieces of wood glued together. Now, you could get pine or oak if you want, but we already have this nice texture throughout the house, so we just decided to do that. Underneath, we did cut in little supports, and I was going to essentially just kind of make this look thicker, and the way to do that is you can grab something like this, and then you just kind of glue this, and that makes it look like it's a lot thicker, like as a bench, which we still could do, but we're trying to make it float without showing those. But I feel that if once I stain that, it's not gonna look bad, because I did want to have this floating, so you would essentially just see like this bench and then the white floor. The problem is that obviously I have a toddler, so he's inevitably gonna sit on it. To stain it, we're using the same stain that we did everywhere else. This is the Very Dark Walnut. All right, so we just do this, do a little that, and then we just do this. And you can see it's gonna bring out the grains quite nicely and super quickly. You don't want to waste too much time blending it in, otherwise you're going to have some areas that are darker than others. Alright, so now that you've got the whole bottom piece and the two sides up, the last piece is obviously the top, unless you want to put the last drawer underneath, but that option can always come later. The very top, in my opinion, has to have beveled edges. The reason is because if somebody were to trip and fall and they land on the edge of the table, you don't want it to have any sharp edges. So here is the top. We already pre-cut this, and what you can see here is that you can see that I beveled the edges on all of the sides with wallpaper. This is a 40 grit paper. All I did was just manually grind it down to achieve this smoothness. On top of this wood, I went 14 back and forth here, and then I did 20 because it's a little deeper here. So I went 20 all the way down, and then on the side I did 10. So that's what you get as a smooth surface. Of course, this is already laminated wood, so all we have to do is stain it. Now, you could, of course, if you wanted to, go and do these edges as well, but I honestly wouldn't bother. Plus, the bottom is always going to be resting at the bottom, so therefore there's no need to go and smooth those out. So now let's go and stain this, and then reattach this. Again, we're using the dark walnut stain, and we're picking the side that has the least amount of knots. That will be our top, but of course we're staining the whole thing, top and bottom. All right, so here is the two side by side. Now, this one is the laminated pine project, 3/4 by 20 by 48. This is 5¼ by 44 that we've cut. That one is the pine that we found at Home Depot by about half the price. The problem is we didn't have that. Now, with the texture, you can see that you have these running all the way down, whereas on this one, they're a lot more subdued and closer together. So that's sort of the difference between the two. I personally prefer that one, but I mean, they'll both look good, right? That one's more smooth, so maybe it will go better with the couch, but we have the option of flipping them around. So now we're going to go and put the glue on, brand nail these in, and we're done. So it's time to put our PLA8X glue on the sides so I can place that on top. All right, and now we're going to place that on and shoot it in. All right, so we shot about 6 all the way this way, and then the glue is going to come out from underneath, so you want to make sure you clean it. Now, I realize that you may not have all the professional do-it-yourself gear like clamps and a woodworking shop or anything, so I'm going to do is pretending I don't have anything. So you obviously may experience some unsettling angles and maybe your boards won't line up like here. So what we need to do is you put this flat on the ground. We're gonna step on this, and then we're gonna straighten this out, and then we're gonna shoot it from behind. Now, if you are interested in using clamps to help you fuse furniture together on angles, this is kind of how it works. There's a spring in here, and essentially it uses the pressure to hold these things in place, and you can move it up and down and then basically shoot it in, which is the way we actually did it on here. Now, the reason I have that telescoping pole here is because when we shot this wasn't quite even, and when you're doing stuff like this alone, it's a little difficult. So we have that telescoping paint pole, and then we just apply pressure while having clamp on, and then we shot it in. So now it's essentially good, but you have to stay in the top, and we're gonna let this dry for about 2 hours before we remove the pole, and then we basically have this done. Now, we may still want to do another shelf a little closer to the inside, so that's going to store, like, I don't know, cell phone chargers or whatnot, but I don't want to see it, so I'm going to push it a little further in, but we're going to attempt that after this dries. And here's the final product. Can I stand on this? Do I dare? I can feel if I stand here and here, and I'm 180 pounds, it's okay. I get closer and closer and closer and closer. Anyways, the point is, it's not meant for that, so I'm pretty confident that my kid is not gonna fall through it. All right, so let's put this in place. Now, like I said, we made this quite tight. Let's hope that we're not gonna have any issues. And the reason that I made these beveled here is because we are going under the leather, so we don't want to go and cut it by accident. See, that went in. This went in. It's like it was made for it. Actually, it was. So this is the final look of our custom built furniture coffee slide side table. It came up so nice. So hopefully you learn how to do a little bit of a DIY, and know that if you want to save a couple $100, just buy a couple of pieces of wood, invest in some tools, and you'll be better for it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.